Welcome to Deep Thought. Some powerful people are in the shadows. Now let me be clear, when I say in the shadows, I don't mean the theys who are manipulating world events, though they are powerful, and though they are in the shadows. But on a different level, let's talk about the good people who are manipulating things. Well, I shouldn't say manipulating, starting things. They are the spark that are starting movements, but often their names don't go into the history books unless you dig real deep, and people don't really know about them. Because I'll just say this, I ain't gonna give too many clues. Some people who follow me will know exactly what I'm talking about though, even from the little bit of clues I'll get. But within the black community, there's a movement nobody's talking about. Now it's small for now, but it's been just growing over the last few years. And I look at the movement and I look at the people who are a part of it and everything. And I always think back to, I was there the moment it got started. I was right there. And it wasn't a conscious effort, but it was by an extraordinary individual. And I'll be talking about extraordinary ones this week anyway, but a very extraordinary individual. He was just on another level on so many things. And just one moment, a powerful moment from him actually sparked an entire movement. And it was like, wow. But a lot of people don't know his name. Like some people within, like certain circles know his name, but if you were to ask the person on the street, average person on the street, this person, they'd be like, who? And it happens a lot. I mean, shoot, you got, because, I've talked about subcultures, movements, trends and everything. You never know. It's always somebody who might start it because of the influence they had. Because it's usually someone who comes up with some innovative, an idea, a perspective, and just because all they do is promote it, and not in a public way. I mean, yeah, they might have some videos, but it might be something small. But then it's the second group, like the people who are maybe closer to the founder, closer to the sage, who actually get stuff going, who actually spread it. And, I know some people say, well, why is that? They losing money? But no, if you think about everything, think about every single thing. Think about every single thing, right? You just never know. And that's something I've had an idea about since I was little. I remember, being in Southeast DC, I had a potty mouth as a kid. And I remember I came up with this kind of song. And I never forget what somebody around there say, yeah, you listen up, it'll come back around to you. And I always remember that. And actually the song didn't, but I thought about it. If you think about every little trend, everything that someone might do that could change stuff. Like I give you a major movement. I don't have to hold this one back, but just being vegan, particularly within the black community. Someone had to really start that train rolling. Because, we were eating that soul food and everything. And in this country, you have a greater percentage of the African American community who are vegan than the greater community. Of course, you have people in other communities who are vegan. But just, I always wonder, who was the person that really started that ball rolling? I remember I had lunch with a supervisor when I was working in the government. And it was interesting what she said. She said, oh, are you vegan? I was like, oh no, I eat meat, honey. But that's what the perspective she had, just dealing with some other blacks in the office who were vegan. I was like, So it's something that spread, but then you always say, where did that start? Or you think about different dances, different music forms, a lot of music forms. Like we see that a lot. Who started this particular music style? Like in the DC area, they got that thing called go-go music. And it's surprising it hasn't really spread across the country, but it's very regional. If you're in the DC area, you know about the go-go. But And you know, we know who pretty much got that going. That was the godfather of go-go, Chuck Brown. And he started it, he was just a regular band, and then it was during a break, they just kept the music going. And that's how, anybody know about go-go, it's basically a 3 hour set, 3-4 hour set. You know, there's no breaks, ain't separate songs, anything like that. But just that, but that's powerful. See, and the reason why I would call them powerful, these type of people powerful, because they are changing lives. They are changing lives. But it's not always the obvious one who's doing it. It's not always the obvious one. And when I say in the shadows, it's not like they even really hiding. They're not purposely, well, most cases, they're not purposely hiding and everything. Yeah, they're not purposely hiding. They really aren't. But they're not known. They don't have the notoriety. Because, you know, and it was funny, I was watching this thing on Hulu about, there's a story ahead that I can't remember this Indian actor's name, but he was playing a guy who already started the Chippendales. Now, everybody knows about the Chippendales, like, I mean, worldwide, global. Women are divesting themselves voluntarily of money to put money, you know, throw money at these guys. But it was an Indian guy who started it. But for a long time, everybody else thought this other guy started it. But that's power. You know, that's power when you think about it. To start a movement, to spark a movement. Think about it. Think about it. To spark a trend. Like, and I mentioned this before. What if somebody said, you know what, I'm going to cut my hair so it's just a bald spot up here. Which in ancient, I saw some depictions, some movies about ancient China. You know, they would just cut half their hair or something. But what if somebody did that? Somebody somewhere, and then other people started picking up on it. All of a sudden, you might have a whole industry or something, a whole movement doing it. Or if somebody who's quiet, you know, they ain't loud, they ain't getting on social media, they not being interviewed, but they just live their life a certain way. And then other people start picking up on it. And it might be a few at first, people close to the person. But then, you know, as they spread and other people see it, all of a sudden everybody's doing it. Or a significant amount. That creates a whole culture. That's power right there. Because you influencing people's lives. But like I said, we don't know them. Sometimes we don't know who really founded something. You know, there's been a lot of great people who've influenced our lives to this day, but we might never know their names. I want you to think about it. I mean, that's some powerful stuff. You know, that's some powerful stuff, like movements, like I said, movements, trends, industries. I mean, you know, and then, yeah, we definitely know about music genres and all of that, but that's the interesting thing. And it could be small. It could be small. So that's something to always take into consideration. Like, you never know. You never know. You never know who you might be living with. They could be in your family. You could have someone in your family come up with something. It's very powerful indeed. So anyway, that's all I have for now. I want y'all to think about this, all right? Get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.